doing like a lot of admin stuff. I've been like applying to like, virtual assistant jobs or like project management jobs, because I've done those things in the past to some degree. And I'm just trying to get some work to stabilize myself so I can be nourished enough to do the things that I want to do. And so that's why they say, like, if you have a job and you're trying to be an entrepreneur, it makes sense to stay at your job so that you can, like, do things over time. Like, yes, your job may be a pain in the ass, but it gives you the freedom to not have to figure out where money's coming from. Because when you start a business, you are now investing in everything. Like, you have to, like, depending on what you're doing. If you want to start a t-shirt business, you have to, well, not all the time, because it's print on demand thing. But depending on what you do, there is some level of financial, energetic, and mental investment that you need to make for your business. And you don't want to be an entrepreneur and have to, let me mash it up first. You don't want to be an entrepreneur because as an entrepreneur, you are thinking of everything. I don't think people realize as an entrepreneur, you are wearing all the hats, especially, most people are solopreneurs and they're doing it on their own and they don't have a team. So you're writing the emails, you're making the emails, you're setting up the accounts, everything, your website, you're building your website, you're figuring out how to build a website, you're making your product, you're figuring out how to build your product. Especially if there's an information gap, you have to learn the information. You're building your systems. You have to figure out what's not working so you can figure out how to make it work. And then you have to revamp your systems when you grow. And like literally an entrepreneur, literally synonymous with saying you are making every decision if you don't have a team and can't afford one. So having a job is going to be hard, but it will give you the opportunity to not have to think about where money is coming from, because your business is not going to be able to pay for your life in this first 6 to 12 months. And I used to hate when people said that on the videos, because I'm just like, you don't know my journey. You don't know. I could start tomorrow and be successful. And you can, and it's possible, but that's usually the exception. If you don't have a built-out email list, if you're not someone who can put yourself out there, if you're shy, if you're the person who be in the house, you're a homebody, you don't like to talk, you don't have, like, some level of engagement on the internet or in person, then you have to build that. And until that's built, because people don't buy things if they don't trust you and they don't know you. So if you want to be a long-term entrepreneur, building trust with people who you're selling to is literally the beginning and where it starts and what you have to do. Like, you have to care about the people you're selling to. I mean, you don't have to, but it's in your best interest to. For sustainability and long term, like, I think we have enough businesses whose only main focus is their bottom line. I think we have enough. I don't think we need any more of that. I don't think we need any more of that. You know what I'm saying? Like, being an entrepreneur is really an opportunity to show up and walk in your purpose. You know what I'm saying? You can make journals, t-shirts, little tumblers, like affirmation tumblers, and there's so many things you can do. Like, so many things. So I've just mashed up the chickpeas. There's so many things you can do. Do like a scoop and a half of mayonnaise. Let's see if I like the mayonnaise. And then I'm mixing that all up. I'm making this for me and my partner and my family. But yeah, so I don't even know why I started talking about that, but like all morning I've just been looking at some work to sustain me while I build out my Reiki and my reading services again. Because I've been on this journey long enough to know that nothing happens overnight. And I don't have the engaged, Instagram followers, or I don't have many followers engaged besides Substack. But Substack is not the place to sell. Like, Substack is the place to express. And although I've been, like, doing notes on Substack, I really do want to respect the culture here of, like, let's just write and express and emote. Like, let's not turn this into a place that's, like, the next place for companies to come and sell. Even though it's probably going to happen as it goes on the internet. So I'm trying to respect this space as much as possible and not turn it into a place of selling, but a place of expression and connection. It's been really nice. But yeah, so, but I keep just thinking about the fact that I keep coming to this place. I just added mustard. I just keep thinking about the fact that I keep coming to this place of like the entrepreneur journey and the like having something that sustains me before that journey takes off. But I don't like putting food on my hand. I'd rather put it on the back of my hand than the bottom. Oh, this tastes good. Oh, this tastes so good. A little paprika. Yeah, so I don't need a lot. So I keep a little onion powder. I keep coming to this place, yeah, where I'm having to make those decisions of like, the thing that I want to do is not built up yet to nourish me and support my life. So I have to go slow with it. So that means I'm required to set something else up for myself to be nourished to do that. And I often didn't have the space to do that because I needed the money yesterday. Whether I'm setting up the entrepreneur thing or I'm getting a job or whatever the case is, I, usually need the money right away. Use a spoon. Use a little more mayonnaise. A little bit more. Yeah, so and it's so good. Like it looks like egg salad, low key. Like it kind of tastes like tuna salad and potato salad. Like it's legit good. It's for me and my family, so I can eat the same spoon. I need a little salt today. Just so it needs salt. I need a little salt. Something. Oh, cayenne. I was like, it's missing something. Cause I didn't put salt on it yesterday. But yeah, so, and I was sitting here washing the dishes because as usual, water helps things flow. And I'm like, I realized, I was just like, because I was thinking to myself, like, I keep coming to because I have to go through. Like, this is not the first, fifth, this isn't the first, second, third, fourth, or fifth time where I'm like, here's the entrepreneur thing that I want to do. I have clear evidence from source that I'm going to be good at this. It's going to be great. But my current reality is just like, you need money right now. And I'm having to, make space for both of those things. And it's just like I can I can trade my time for a job. But in the past, jobs either drain me or they drain me or they drain me or they consume me. But I just realized like I just need to get better with my boundaries. Like I'm that person who likes to be liked and want to be good at my job, but I'm like I'm gonna have to take the emotion out of it. Like I've had friends in the past who just they really show up as they are at work. They're okay with not talking and being friends with everybody and I hear the things they go through and I'm like, most of my jobs that I've gotten, I realize I'm a personality hire. What did I say? I just read text message. Yeah, I'm like low-key a personality hire. Like I'm the person just like, hi, but I also work really hard. So I like to have a good time. I don't like things to be too serious. But I realized like I might have to take a page from my friends' books. Like even if people may think they're pleasant, what they do is deliver. And I deliver and I like to be pleasant. And I'm realizing like in this phase of my life, baby, there's no time for both. Cause like I'm a highly sensitive being, I'm intuitive, Like, low-key, at this point, it's giving ADHD. Like, it's giving ADHD and, like, autism spectrum for me, personally. And so there's, like, things that I need to give myself that other people can't give me in a job. And that's why I keep burning out. So I think it's possible for me to be in a space that I don't necessarily want to be in temporarily to build up my, like, 6 months. Like, but I just have to be the one to be clear about my boundaries. And I did do that. Like, literally, a couple months ago, I got a job. And I know I didn't want this job, but I was like, I don't care. Like, I need money. I was just happy to have the job and do it. And I kept telling these people, like, please put me in this position. Because I did the interview, and they're like, oh, we could put you in this space. Like, let's just get in. And, you know, so we both came into the situation wanting something. And it was like, who's going to win? They signed me up for, like, a cashier. And I was like, okay, well, I've done instant shopping. Like, I've been a, like, Instacart shopping. Let me do that. So they're like, okay, cool. Once you get in, we'll train you, and then we can transfer you over. I was like, cool. Got set up, did training. Every day I went there, I'm like, so hey, can you tell me more about when the other position's available? Because I want money. I need money. You need people to work. I'd love to work for you in this department. And they're like, cool, yeah, let's figure it out. And I'm just like, so I'm at a point now, I'm like, if I keep having to express myself, I'm like, what are we doing? Because now I'm getting frustrated. Like, days are going by, and you said you, like, because that's the thing. It's one thing if they were like, hey, you know what? The role is not available. And then let me make the decision if I want to keep working here. Don't lie. Don't appease me. Like, I don't want people to appease me. I want people to give me the truth because I can only work with the truth. It's different to be like, oh, let me come every day with the understanding that I'm going to get in the space that you said I could get in. Because it's not like you all the one who gave me that information. Y'all gave me that information. So I'm only operating with the information you give me. And that's all I be asking for. That's all I be needing. Like, I don't want people to appease me in the workforce. Like, I just want people to be truthful and honest. And because I was ready, I was ready. It would have been different. And they were like, you know what, we can't get you this position. And we understand if you don't want to move forward with us, but we trust you to make the best decision for yourself. That's what I think that corporations do and businesses do. But people don't do that. Because corporations exist, businesses exist, but people forget that human beings run these things. And human beings take it upon themselves to not want to have uncomfortable conversations. Understandable. But when you don't have the uncomfortable conversation, me speaking to myself, this is what happens. And I was getting frustrated because I know, like, okay, I know that I get burnt out. I know I get consumed. I work best in spaces that I can give me the task and get it done. I don't need instruction. I don't need direction. I'm a very self-motivated, self-started, like, person. I don't need all of that. Like, I don't need it. At this point in my life, I don't need it. So I was willing to just show up and just do the work. And they were not being honest in the face of me being honest. I think that's where I'd be running into issues, is that I am trying to express my boundaries and give myself what I need in these spaces. And that's why I keep learning, like, these spaces are not built for you even when you express your boundaries or try to make space for yourself in the spaces. It's not built. And then come to find out, after having a conversation, the manager was trying to leave for the day and they're trying to go. It's been a couple days at this point. One of the managers who I was supposed to talk to that day, they hadn't been able to find them, and now it's close for them to leave, get off of work, and they was about to head out without me even seeing them. And luckily, I just happened to run into them on their way out because I'm God's favorite. And then we ended up roping in all the managers, all the supervisors, all the people who told me, like, hey, we can get me into this space. And then they were like, you know what, and I was like, yo, let me know. Because I can wait at the house for your decision. Like, let me know. Like, knowing damn well I need the money, I was like, but I would, let's not just waste people's time. Like, let's not waste time. Like, time has been wasted because people were not being honest. And I'm like, let's not waste time. So I'm like, I can wait for your decision at the house because I was literally dying inside doing training. Like, dying. And because I was just like, I was overstimulated. I was hot. I was angry. I felt like I was in physical pain. Like, it was just the way it was just manifesting in my body. Just, it was a really uncomfortable experience. And it was something I was willing to push through. But once the physical aspect of it was happening, I was just couldn't think, couldn't even be present. And I just wouldn't have been able to do a good job in that role. And I knew that. And I was trying to overcome that. And, you know, I just didn't want to burn it. Because nobody cares when I burn out. I have to care about me burning out. I was like, well, I can just wait for your decision at the house. Because nobody was just willing to say the truth and say what it is. And that is what I was asking for. That's what I was needing. That's just what I wanted. And so I was leaving, heading out for the day, and the managers were like, well, this is just too much. She's too much. It's too much. And I'm just like, and that's the job force. Like, the systems aren't set up for human beings, and human beings of varying needs, abilities, all the things. I was willing to show up, willing to do the work, willing to support your company. But I required honesty from your company. Your company did not provide honesty to me. Because people just couldn't have an uncomfortable conversation. Because there's just so much fear in our systems. They may have been feared that they would lose me as a worker. They may have, they have quotas to fill. They can't afford to not have someone not show up. But, these fear and these pressures just create room for dishonest conversation and communication. And it's just all of that could have been avoided. And I probably, if they were like, hey, we don't have, you can't do it. You know what I would have done? I would have kept showing up. I would have been annoyed. I probably got sick or I got burnt out. But I would have been miserable, but I would have showed up and just accepted my fate. But, they gave me hope. And I was like, yeah, that's what they said. Because I can only go off of what people say. I can't do anything else. But I realized I keep coming to this crossroad is because, I have to go through it. And I have to ask myself, maybe I'm not going through the work. I keep coming to it because I have to go through it. Maybe I just have to go through this rough part of, get something underneath you that can pay your bills. So that frees you up to be able to invest in your business the way you need to. Because I'm telling y'all, this is more than the 5th time. It's embarrassing at this point. And I'm the common denominator is me. Also, this is busted. This is good, by the way. It looks really mushy. But you take bread or crackers and you heat it up. So you take some bread, put it in the air fryer, and heat it up. And it's good. But I just needed something to get me away from the computer because I was up applying for things. I spent so much time applying to this one thing for them to get to the end being yeah, the questions they were requiring of people, and then you get to the end and it's just only 2% could be approved per week. I was I just wish people would arm people with the information they need to make the best decision for them, as opposed to holding people's time, energy, and mentality hostage for the sake of being able to get what you want from them, but them not being able to make the best decisions for themselves. I think that's probably one of the most frustrating things about our workforce, is that there's no room for the human beings that actually are answering your phone call saying, Xfinity, there's no room. That's just for example. There's no room for that. It's really very odd. And it all stems from slavery. It has to. There's no, I don't think there's any way around that. There is just no humanity in it. That's very clear. And slavery has existed for a long time. Globally, throughout the world, there has always been just exploiting of people and land. And it's not a new phenomenon. And it's very, very deeply sad and sick, quite frankly. But I'm just chatting at this point. I did what I wanted to do. I made my little chickpea tuna for the family. I think I need more mayonnaise. Definitely needs more mayonnaise. Also, a fun fact. If you want to buy the generic version of something and you want it to be as good as the regular version, look at the ingredients. Like, look at the ingredients. If the generic version has the same list of ingredients as the regular version, more than likely that would be a good replacement. So if the original has ketchup, mustard, cayenne, then you want to look at the generic version and look at a generic version that has ketchup, mustard, cayenne. Or at least if it's not ketchup, mustard, and it's vinegar and cayenne, you know it'll be more acidic. So, and then you ask yourself, like, is that the flavor profile I'm going for? That's a fun way to see if you can get the generic version of something. Because I realized I like my mayonnaise to be more vinegary, more like acidic. So I like the mayonnaise that are made with apple cider vinegar or like vinegars in it. So, yeah. But that's all I gotta say. Sometimes you keep coming to it because you have to go through it. You keep coming to the same crossroad because you have to go through it. Like, you can't get around it. You have to go through that work. And this has been my albatross. This has been on my neck for years, and I just gotta embrace it. So, thank you for baking chickpea tuna with me. Bye.